Welcome back, Bravehearts. It is Lorraine and Sandra, and today is our perfect day Q&A, and our topic is essential oils. This is one of my favorite things to do is talk about essential oils. So, Sandra, how are you doing?
I am fantastic. How about you? It is going to be an exciting day to talk about the perfect day and to talk about, let's get into detail about those essential oils, those high vibrational, whole plant essential oils coming your way.
Uh, that went crazy down. Okay, let me. Hmm,
So, everybody out there in Facebook land, are you enjoying the Whole Life Coach? Have you been peeking in on the class to see what's going on in Ixtapa, Mexico? It's an exciting day here in DACA Detox World when the Whole Life Coach starts and all those brand new people come in. It's like, oh, we're just a little bit freaked out. Here we are sitting in front of an intuitive natural health teacher, right? I remember those days. I remember sitting there feeling like, am I paper thin? Can Dr. Dara Wolf see right through me? There we go. Lorraine is the master at those
woohoo!
clicks in the background. Good job, girl. And like we said, we are here to chat with you today on the Perfect Day Q&A, navigating your perfect day with those essential oils.
So just know if you've got questions, you can put it in the comments down there, and Sandra's going to keep her eye on the comments. And I think we had a few comments, right, Sandra?
Yeah, we did. Those were collected from a few other shows. Let me just go and find that note, love. Uh,
Sure. So just know you can send your questions and watch on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can text your questions to 1-469-861-8884. And we
wonderful.
have the BHN TV guide, and today is Wednesday. So this morning there was Seeds of Abundance and the Perfect Day Lifestyle Q&A, Sandra and I. And yeah,
Absolutely. Isn't that a wonderful lineup of shows that we've got for you? All right. Well, everybody out there in DACA Detox world knows, but what if you're brand new? You might not know. What the heck is the highway of life? Starting all the way up at the mouth, going down into the stomach. I'm having trouble seeing that screen. Let's look
oh,
over here. The first brain, it's there, Lorraine. Don't worry, it's
yeah,
there. The first brain is the heart. The second brain is the brain, the
is the
computer.
large intestine.
Yeah.
Oh, second brain is the brain. It is.
Yeah, and
And the
on here it says the third brain is the large intestine. But you know what? Maybe we can switch those up. Once we teach you the power of that large intestine, you just might change your mind. You just might think, is the large intestine really the second brain? We're going to leave the heart in that position for absolutely sure. But
Yes. No, the brain is the second brain and the large intestine is the third one.
all right.
The communication between the large intestine, so it's the bacteria actually in the large intestine. So that communicates, what did Daryl say, 8 times compared
Oh,
to one coming down
between
from the
9 and
brain?
12. Yeah.
9 and 12. There you go. There you go. So it's a high number. Those little bacteria down there are communicating a lot to the brain, sending the brain all the information that it needs to send out the hormones and be the chemist to what's going on.
Absolutely. Yes.
But
So,
with, go ahead.
okay, no, I was just going to say I like chatting about the other slide. But yeah, that gives you
Okay.
a really good. Yeah, this is the one I really like. It's good to have both, but this is the one that shows you how much trouble you can get into and where those problems are, right? And what a good large intestine in good shape is going to look like and where it's going to sit, right? So to me, this is fascinating. This should maybe be right up on the fridge, right alongside your food combining chart, so that when you go into the fridge, you can look at that balloon sigmoid and you go, maybe I should be making different choices now that I know the consequences of what I put in here. Right, Lorraine?
Yeah, that's right. We've got to really honor that digestive tract right from the beginning to the end. So what that means is you're going to source out good, actual, whole, plant-based food. That is food. Manipulated or uh, made food takes more energy out of your body than it puts in it. So if you are in a deficiency, so you've got something going on, then your vibration is coming down. It's not even staying the same. It's coming down because you've introduced something that's going to bring the body down and create more inflammation. So we talk about inflammation a lot. And when you are not chewing properly, so maybe you're swallowing bigger pieces. We need to chew our food till it's liquid, and then we want to uh, drink our solids, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just I just got to turn my phone off. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. I was looking
Go
for
on,
the
do
thing
not
that was
disturb.
tinkling, and that was you. Not a word. Yeah. So we need to drink our solids and chew our liquids. So let's turn that upside down. Let's turn that food into a liquid. Let's start the digestion in the mouth and allow things to start being absorbed into the bloodstream as it mixes with the saliva. Some of it's going to get absorbed into the bloodstream right within that mouth. And then with the liquids, we don't want to be gulping. We actually want to be sipping, right? And if you need help to slow down there, get a straw, get something in there that you can clean. You can get lots of different versions of straws these days, and let's slow down. Let's sip it. Let's have it consistent, but let's slow that down. Let's not be gulping and throwing a whole bunch into that stomach.
Yeah, and we want to make sure we're food combining right. So when we're not chewing well enough and things go down in bigger particles, well, your stomach is doing the best it can to break that down. And it's not going to be able to. So it's going to churn and churn and churn and churn, and it starts to putrefy. And that is the biggest problem because when food or anything that you put in starts to putrefy, now you're feeding the bad bacteria, the fungus, and the parasites. You're creating more virus in the body. So a virus is actually a byproduct of the body being toxic. So the fungus, those are the worst predators. Those are the ones that are going to make their way into the large intestine. And when they're there, they drill little holes through the large intestine. So that's what the average person would call leaky gut. But it's not leaky gut, it's leaky large intestine. And now anything transitioning through the large intestine has the opportunity to fall into the pelvic bowl. So you can see on the normal female large intestine and normal male large intestine, you got to remember that there's a whole small intestine right in the middle right there. And then
Yeah.
you can see the stomach just over top of the large intestine. So there's no room, there's no extra room down there. So if there's manure particles going down, it's going to affect all of those organs down there, including the large intestine, including your prostate if you're men, and bladder, and ovaries, and
Yeah.
uterus, and gallbladder, and liver, and it just goes up. It can go up to the heart, it can go up to the gums, it can go up to your brain.
Right. So not only is there not room there, but it's actually going to inflame those tissues and right. And that's why you're going to have that poofy gut. That's why you're going to be having to let out that belt buckle right over time. That's where that beer belly comes from. You are inflaming your tissues and you're walking around and I had a good meal, Martha. Thanks for that meal. I feel good. You lay down, you have a nap, you fart, you scare your wife. All hell breaks loose, right, Lorraine?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. There shouldn't be any orifice in your body that stinks. So you shouldn't have bad breath. You shouldn't have underarm smelling. Your vagina shouldn't smell like fish. Your poop shouldn't smell. So when things are smelling, there is a problem.
Yeah.
So we want to get back to addressing these issues in your tissues. And it all starts with what you're putting in here. Because at the end of the day, the only thing our body hangs on to is the vibration or the frequency of what you brought in. Everything else gets excreted. Either you're sweating it out, or you're breathing it out, or you're peeing it out, or you're pooping it out. And the majority of people would say they're constipated, but I would say the majority of those people are not constipated, they're compacted.
Yeah.
So that a good bowel movement should be about 7 inches long. It should float. It should be nicely formed, and it shouldn't stink. Well, that 7-inch bowel movement, when you're compacted, is coming out like a little rabbit turd. So, yeah, exactly.
Hang on, Martha.
Exactly. So we don't want to be taking hours in the bathroom. We should be able to go sit down and have a great bowel movement. And I like to have that little squatty potty. I don't know about you, Sandra, but I like to have that little squatty potty. So it puts us back into that squat position where everything is lined up perfectly and you can have a nice, perfect bowel movement.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put that into Facebook Marketplace, Squatty Potty, see what comes up.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. It's a stool, but it's got the
It fits
cut
underneath
out,
the
so
toilet.
it scooches right up in at the base of the toilet.
Right. And so you put your feet up on it, brings your knees up so that your body is in that squat position as you're sitting on the toilet.
So all of the ancient cultures, you look at them when they were sitting around, you know, having a conversation with a bunch of people, they were
Oh, you were going to say
squatting.
they were pooping together.
Well, no, they were squatting, and
Okay.
even childbirth. I mean, it used to be you were in a squatting position, and now you're lying on your back with the stirrups, right?
Yeah.
It's not allowing your body to do what it needs to do, what it knows to do
Mm-hmm.
when we're
Mm-hmm.
fighting with gravity. Like
Mm-hmm.
let's just get things right once and for all. Whoever invited the throne has it too high. We need to be way further down.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's just take a look at some of those questions and then let's dive into our slides. So let's see. These were earlier today. Tan B. Will a black diamond leach metal from the stainless steel bottle out? And our answer is no, love. It's going to go into your tissues and it's going to be able to identify what heavy metals are there and attach to them and move them out of your physical body. But no, it is not something that is near strong enough to get absorbed into a stainless steel and then pull something out of the stainless steel. Absolutely not. And that's part of the reason why stainless steel or glass are the preferred
Vessels.
thank you, vessels to use
Yeah.
to put your water into. So yeah, absolutely not. No. Amanda Marie, can you explain why you take so much salt?
So we are so deficient in minerals. That's the reason. Our foods, they're even the ones locally grown. I mean, yes, that's better than getting it shipped from wherever they're being shipped from. But even the locally grown ones, if that farmer isn't introducing some minerals into the land, then that crop that he's growing on there is going to be mineral deficient. And we know with all the chemicals that they use, they've stripped the land. So the majority of farmland nowadays doesn't have the minerals in it. So either that farmer's got to be able to understand that that this dirt needs more minerals, or we've got to we've got to be getting in more minerals. So using the salt, now it's not table salt. Table salt only has two minerals, a declumping agent, and I believe there's still iodine in there. I could be even wrong about that, but there used to be iodine in there. So when you compare that to like the Redmond's Himalayan salt, the pink salt, it's got 82 to 84 minerals in it, or a Celtic sea salt, which is kind of a gray color. It's right up there too. So you want to make sure you've got a good salt that's got lots of minerals, because that's why you're taking the salt. Sandra?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, love. Okay, and then the next comment that came through was coffee enemas question mark, and this is Eliza Iceberg. We'll go back and find that comment because we're kind of wondering what your question is. Coffee enemas question mark. I know it's some people out there say they're not a good idea, but we're big fans of it. And we've definitely had clients that have been very, very ill, and their health has only improved. So it is an ancient technology that we thought maybe in the 50s we could get rid of, because now all of a sudden we were inventing medications. But you know what? We need to simply get some the warm structured water with the humic and fulvic in it inside that liver, inside that large intestine, and just give that body a little bit of assistance to help move those toxins out. So we'll go back, Eliza, and see which post that's on, and we'll kind of ask you, we'll just encourage you to reach out. What
Yeah.
exactly is your question? Were
Well,
you
you know what else, Sandra? She could go back and watch our Ultimate Coffee Enema Q&A, our Advanced Water Fast Ultimate Coffee Enema Q&A.
Yeah. Was that Fridays or Mondays? Anyways, it was just a couple of days ago on the advanced water fasting.
I'm thinking it was Friday. Yeah,
It was
it was
Friday.
it was Friday. Yeah.
Okay. Fun
Yeah.
Day Friday does talk about the enema.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was. That's what it was.
Wonderful.
So go back to DACA Detox, and you can just search Advanced Water Fast Q&A, and even the date you should be able to bring up. And you'll maybe what we talked about will answer your questions. But if not, then clarify. We need some clarification on what it is that you wanted to know about coffee enemas. So we
Wonderful.
are we are here with our first essential oil, one of my favorites, and I don't go a day without using frankincense or frankincense. Um, the frankincense is the king of all essential oils. It'll address absolutely every problem that you might have that you'd be using essential oil for, from a skin condition to frankincense. So long as it is a organic, and I, so long as it's an organic one, you can be taking it internally. So we've got it going in our vaginal infusion. You can be taking it under the tongue, and that's going to support your body from here down. And you can put it on the tongue, and that'll support your body from here up. So you're getting the brain and the nervous system. Frankincense is really known for helping the nervous system and for detoxifying. So if you've got stage 4 inflammation up here, putting that frankincense on your tongue and pushing your tongue up to the roof of your mouth is going to help. Going to make a world of difference. Obviously, you want to change your diet. You want to start on some nutraceuticals that are going to help support and to detoxify and get rid of the inflammation, because that's all it is inflammation, right, Sandra?
Yeah, that's right. So for anyone who's not familiar with it, it's described as a rich, warm, or a woody smell. Sometimes you can notice a citrusy, fruity, or a spicy scent. It has been used for thousands of years, right? Traditionally used medicinally in Islamic, Chinese, Indian medicine. And people also have used this resin as a chewing gum for incense and in perfume. So it's got a long history.
Yeah.
For frankincense.
Yeah. I've got a friend who her roots are in an Arab country, and I can't remember which one. And she said that frankincense was something that you could buy just anywhere, the resin. And she said, yeah, they use it like chewing gum. So you can
Hmm.
imagine just, I mean, I love the smell of it,
Mhm.
and the taste. I think it's doable. It's doable. Like there's nothing wrong with it, but would I be adding that to food? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's such a sacred oil. It's such a sacred oil because it can address absolutely everything. So if you don't know what essential oil to use and you've got something going on, the frankincense is going to take care of that.
Right. Our next slide is about the Franken-Zen, and so this is just coming from a slightly different vendor, and it is probably about 10 times as strong. Right. So if you're wanting to zip it up and get the best of the best, then check out the Franken-Zen for sure.
Yeah, so the frankincense is coming from the what they call the first Bashwala tree that where they started to harvest the resin, and they have tried to replant this tree, like take a bit off and get it growing somewhere else in the world, and it just will not. It will
Mm.
not. It only grows in this one spot. That's it.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
it. So again, like I said, this is a very precious oil, and it the frankincense, like Sandra says, it's about 10 times stronger than the frankincense. So I like to use this when I'm doing it under my tongue or on my tongue. And sometimes too, I will take a drop of frankincense, a drop of peppermint, and put it in my palm. And then I'll take my thumb and mix it around, and then I'll take that and push it up to the roof of my mouth. Because
Mm.
peppermint is actually a driver, so it'll drive whatever up higher. And if like, there's a lot of people that call in and say, hey, I lost my sense of taste and smell. This is going to wake it up.
All
This will
right.
wake it up. So you allow that to go up you'll feel it going up into your sinuses. So we've got sinuses here and we've got sinuses here. So that's going to help your sinuses for sure, but it's going to help your eyes and it's going to help your brain
No doubt.
because, everything here is all connected, right?
So maybe not right before you go to bed, but let's get that in there and soup up that frankincense. Maybe on a Friday night when you're saying, "Hey, I'm not going to drink a beer Friday night, but I'm going to do some frankincense and peppermint."
There you
Woo-hoo-hoo!
go. Try it out. Try it
Try it
out.
out.
And let me know. Let me know what you think. It's one of my favorite things to do. So, our next one here is hair restore. So, we get a lot of questions about this. How do you use it? You definitely, you could be just putting it in your hair and massaging it. But if you really want this to have great effect, then if I were you, I'd be doing some clapping on my head to increase that blood flow. I would take my skin brush and I'd be skin brushing my head. And I'd probably do that after I had washed my hair with some nice organic products and then put it on afterwards. So put it on the tips of your fingers and massage it in. But when you can get that blood flow and lymphatic flow stimulated with the clapping or the skin brush, you're going to find that the hair does start to grow. I mean, we do have other products that'll help you with hair growth too, like the iodine and the C60. These things are they help with hair, skin, and nails. So, yeah. Anything else, Sandra?
Well, and just remember that basic idea that your essential oils are such a high vibrational product because it's the whole plant. They have not dissected this and done an unnatural thing. They have, steam distilled the whole plant. You're getting all of the benefits of the components that are going in there, and that's why the essential oils is what's going to take your self-care and just up it a few more notches by adding in some essential oils whenever and whenever you can.
Yeah, they are so high vibrational. Just think of how much of the raw product had to go in to make that oil. It's amazing the amount and that frequency. So if we're thinking of, well, this one's a blend. Hard to talk to it like because it's a blend. But if we were thinking of rose essential oil, it takes a ton of roses to make one bottle. And I can't remember how much it is, but I was, oh my gosh, that's a lot. No wonder it's so expensive, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna go and grab a couple off the shelf, love, so I'm just gonna mute. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay. So the next one here is healthy mouth. So a lot of people have problems with their mouth and they want to know, what can I do? So definitely you can use some of the healthy mouth in some water, put maybe a couple of drops and stir it up, and you can use that as a mouthwash. And making sure, I would make sure that I'm swooshing it and feeling it going in between my teeth. So I'm using a lot of force to get it mixed around. You can use it on your toothbrush, on if whatever kind of toothpaste that you have, you can be putting it on there and brushing your teeth with. I like to take some organic coconut oil and mix in some black gold and then put the healthy mouth in there, and that's what I use as my toothpaste. So I'm getting the benefits of the detoxification and of the black gold, and black gold is kind of gritty, so it feels good. Yeah, so definitely. And if you had maybe a little ulcer or a little abscess happening, you could be putting that healthy mouth on a Q-tip, maybe dousing the Q-tip with a couple of drops and then holding it there. And I mean, there's other things you could be doing, like our silver bullet gel, if you had any conditions going on. Definitely stimulating. If you had a gum condition, you could be mixing that silver bullet gel with some healthy mouth so it stays on the tissue wherever that problem is.
Mhm. So the ingredients for your healthy mouth is peppermint, spearmint, cinnamon, and anise seed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So our next one is immunity. So
Mm.
this one is all about bringing your like waking up your immune system, not shaking it up, but waking it up, and helping your immune system to detoxify and get rid of all of the bad stuff that shouldn't be there. As far as taking it, you can take it internally. You can use it externally. So again, if I had a sore throat, I might take this immunity and put it in a small little spray bottle with some water, shake it up, and start spraying it in the back of my throat. You can also be using our infinite iodine the same way to get rid of viruses, bad bacteria, fungus, parasites. And again, if you had something going on in the mouth, you could definitely take this immunity and put it on that cotton Q-tip and put it exactly over top of where you're having the problem. Or you can mix it with the silver bullet gel. And again, that'll help leave it there a little bit longer. And of course, the benefits of the silver bullet gel will go well with the benefits of the immunity.
Absolutely. Your ingredients in the immunity is clove, eucalyptus, balsam fir, and lavender. Between the two, I kind of have a preference for immunity, but it's, if there's a people might like one or the other, or they might like both. And you know what? I was speaking with someone today, Lorraine, and they are definitely. This lady's using it in the vaginal infusion, and she's liking it, and
Yeah.
says, she's got used to asking the body what it wants, which essential oil it wants in the vaginal infusion, and she said, yeah, it's been really. She really felt like her body really liked the immunity. So the body's intelligence, you got to go with it. You got to stop and ask and learn to have that connection. So really, really wise.
So a lot of people, when they're asking, they'll use a pendulum. You know, if you're really in tune with yourself and your body, you can use a pendulum or you
Mhm,
can do the sway test. But again, you have to be really in tune with your body
mhm.
to be able to do these things. Because, yeah, but asking and see what kind of an answer you get.
And place the hand on the body, right? If you're going to ask about the vaginal infusion, probably skin to skin is going to give you your best connection. But, just place the hand down on the pelvic region, say, hello, body. Hello, vagina. How are you doing? What would you like today? I'd like to serve you. Da da da
Yeah,
da. Right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because intention is everything.
Yeah.
And our body loves the sound of our voice. So when we can
Mhm.
actually talk to our body,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and actually use good words, amazing, right?
And if you happen to say the bad words, it's okay. You just have a sentence ready to say, but that was the old Sandra, and I am not going to use those words anymore. And maybe if you're having trouble stopping that negative tongue, have a few things already set up. Have your sticky notes around the house so that you can know how to replace those words. So,
Yeah, yeah, find the good ones.
yeah.
Find the good ones. So the next one is our lavender.
Mhm.
And lavender is all about calming. And I need some more water.
That's okay, love. I can talk because I did a whole round of vaginal infusions. And sorry, guys, this you hopefully you don't feel left out because you can definitely be doing the rectal infusions, right? But I did a whole round of quite a few vaginal infusions with lavender in it. And you know what? I'm a female that's maybe had some abusive things happen down in that region. It was very powerful for me to do the vaginal infusion with the lavender in it. And it really helped bring back a warmth feeling, a loving feeling to that area. It was really impactful when I did those vaginal infusions with the lavender in it.
Yeah. And you can be putting lavender on a, a cloth and putting it in between your pillowcase and your pillow,
Mhm,
and that'll help you sleep.
mhm.
You can be putting it in your Epsom salts bath, and that's going to help you calm and detoxify. Um, yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many different ways you can use it. You can use it internally too, like Sandra says, it's going up and into the vagina. You can use it. A lot of people will add lavender to maybe a salad dressing.
Oh, I never
Yep,
thought of that.
yep,
Really? In your
yep,
food?
yep, in your food. You
Okay.
bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Lemon.
Lemon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using this almost daily, but you gotta be in touch with your body. You can overdo everything, right? So,
Yeah. Variety is the spice of life for sure. Lemon is very lifting to the body, and that's why we call it lemon lift. So it is going to help bring the body up. So it'll bring the vibration up, and it also supports the liver. Lemon is a great detoxifier. You can be using the lemon lift internally, so you can put it in your water. So you can make yourself power water when you've got your black diamond in your warm to hot structured water. You can be putting the lemon lift in there, and it just makes my day, that's for sure. But you can also be using it for detoxifying things. So you can get a spray bottle and put the lemon lift. Actually, the immunity would help too. You could put immunity and lemon lift in your spray bottle and disinfect your countertops.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, or use it in the bathroom. And obviously, you can be diffusing these things. Same with the lavender, even the frankincense you can diffuse. But I tend to not diffuse that one because I want it in me or on me.
Right, right. And just think of all the like you said, all those cleaners out there that have the lemon lift in it. But then let's go back to that idea of taking the silver bullet gel, putting that immunity in it. And I think next time I make my little hand sanitizer, I might just throw some lemon lift in too, or maybe just make just strictly a lemon lift hand sanitizer.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, because, all essential oils are antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antifungal. So we can be using them for detoxifying that, any of them will do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, and yeah, I already said you can put it actually, you can put it in some nice hot water and make yourself a tea too. So if you
Mhm.
feel like you're coming down with something, you can boil some water and put some slices of ginger in there and then boil that for, I don't know, I'd probably boil it for 5 minutes just to get the ginger out of the ginger slices that I put in there.
Mm.
And then I can add, after it cools a little bit, I would add the lemon lift and possibly the immunity too, and maybe a little bit of raw honey.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. All right. Well, let's talk about the muscle restore. There we go. And I had a friend that hurt their shoulder, and they're like, "Oh no, Sandra, you're not going to touch your elbow to my sore body." So I said, "Well, at least let me give you some muscle restore then." So that's what he did. Went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Well, I don't know how you healed so quickly." And he said, "Well, all I did is put some silly essential oils on it, right?"
Yeah.
They're not so silly. People maybe don't take it serious enough because they get the idea that they can do things once a day, right?
Yeah.
And let's give the body a chance. Let's put it on the body. Within 5 minutes, you will see, if you were to pull your blood, you could see the essential oils showing up in your blood 5 minutes later after you put it on your body. It's going to go do its job. And then I think it was, correct me if you know the answer, love, but I do believe it was 2 or 3 hours or something before the body started pulling it back out of the bloodstream and started pulling it back out. So, put
Yeah.
it on and then put it on again in a couple hours and put it on again in a couple of hours, right?
Well, you could even do it, 20 minutes. You could even do it sooner than that.
Fair
If
enough.
you've got a chronic condition and you want to get rid of it,
Yeah.
there's no reason why you can't do more.
Yeah.
There's none.
That's right. That's
And
right.
this muscle restore, it's doing what it says it's doing. It's restoring the muscles, and that's one of the reasons why when I do non-surgical for people, I'm either using muscle restore or pain away or sometimes orange burst.
Wonderful. All right. Well, here we
Speaking of,
are with your orange burst. And like you said, that is a very multifunctional essential oil. I know it's great for the breasts, but love, I did not realize you would put it on other parts of the body. So see, you keep teaching me every single day, my dear.
well,
So
it's the happy vibration.
that's
That's
right.
what it is.
Yeah.
So if the tissues are having trouble, then why wouldn't I, mix maybe a little bit of orange with my muscle restore?
Yeah, that's right. I
And
remember that it's kind of made, it helps for people with depression, to diffuse it if you're feeling down and out, right? And after I started experimenting with that, it's like, yeah, no doubt. That's why the oranges tend to be such a great part of Christmas. I realized after I started learning about essential oils, because it's that happy smell and you're opening it up. It's at Christmas time, right? That is one of the most favorite things for me to do is to open up an orange at Christmas. And now I realize it's because of what the smell does for you, what the essential parts of the orange does for you.
yeah, exactly. So the essential oil is coming from the rind. So when you open up that orange, you can see the coming out of it. That's the essential oil. And just imagine how many orange orange peels went into making that. And if we were really great at feeding our body what it needs, we would probably be eating more of the peels of what we're eating and less of the rest, because it's the peels that are really powerful compared to the inside. Just saying, just saying. Um, but yeah, orange burst. I love using orange burst, and I will diffuse lavender with orange burst. Or if I'm feeling like I'm coming down with something, I'll diffuse the immunity with orange burst. And orange burst, of course, you can put it in your water. Um, And you can use it in your cooking, both the lemon lift and the orange burst. You can be using that to make your salad dressings, putting a little bit of either orange burst or lemon, or maybe you like both.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. And love, I see in the note here something about chocolate. Can you tell me about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. I love making raw chocolate. And when I make it, it goes really fast.
Yeah.
It does not stay in the fridge. It's
Side
tough.
gig selling chocolate. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe I put the recipe. Yes, I did. I know we talked about this last time and I just didn't get it in there. But there you go. This is my recipe when I make raw chocolate. And literally it is the cacao butter, which is um, the white hard cacao butter
Okay.
that you melt
Yeah.
and then you add your cacao powder. Now you could be using chocolate powder, but the
Hmm.
cacao, if you look at the ingredients, the list of, the minerals and everything, the chocolate powder in the stores has been stripped.
Yeah.
They do not compare, and the taste is different.
Yeah.
So, good, better, best. You can
Yeah.
get organic cocoa powder, but cacao is different. It's the same thing, only it hasn't been stripped.
Yeah. And
So
so
I
would you go to a health food store for some of these ingredients, or what would you do?
Yeah, you would go to a health food store, or you'd be able to find them online too if you just Googled, you know.
Okay.
I don't know if Amazon has it, but they probably do. They have
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maple syrup, and I like to add a little bit of vanilla in there,
Mhm.
and the sea salt. You want to put a little bit of salt in there, and depend when you're making it, you want to melt that cacao butter first. So
Mhm.
what I do is I have a pot that I bring the water to a boil, and then I've got a bowl that I put the cacao butter in, and I take the pot off the element,
Yeah.
and I melt the chocolate just with sitting on top of that pot, kind of like an old-fashioned double boiler. I don't
Yeah.
even think you can find those anymore, but that's what I do. Because if you end up cooking the chocolate too much, it's going to harden in there. So you don't
Okay.
want to do that, and you don't want to cook it anyways. You want to keep it raw.
Okay.
So you take it off the element, melt that, and then you're going to add in your cacao powder. And I use a whisk to whisk that in to make sure it's all incorporated, and put that maple syrup in there. And I like, it depends, the cacao powder sometimes is a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, but it's because it's real food, right? Just like your apple can be more redder or more
Mhm.
yellow, and it's still a ripe apple. It's just different, right?
Yeah.
Um, so depending on the cacao that you're using will depend on how much maple syrup you want, and of course your taste, because my taste buds don't need a whole lot of sugar sweetness in there for me to taste that sweetness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the vanilla just boosts up the flavor of the whole thing.
Right.
And of course, the salt enhances the flavor too.
Mhm.
And I've got on the bottom, there's options you can choose. You can just do it just like that with
Yeah.
nothing else, and it's amazing. You got to keep it in the fridge, because if you're in a hot place, it will melt. It'll melt. So keep it
Yeah.
in the fridge.
Okay. And you know what, love? I have to tell you, I'm the alarm keeper, and we are 43 minutes.
Oh,
So we've had way too much fun.
we
Dr.
have.
Darwell is in the classroom, so he might be itching to get back on here.
Okay.
One quick question, and I'll just be honest, I don't know the answer. Can you use orange burst around a cat? Have you ever heard of that being a problem?
I've never heard of that being a problem,
Okay, fair enough.
but yeah, I don't know that. Like,
Okay.
that's
Well,
not my
Lily, we
forte.
will we will figure that out, and we'll get back to you on a post on this page. We'll come back to you and we'll answer that. So what should we quickly do to wrap this up in a couple minutes, love?
Okay, so I've got to scroll down because I
Okay,
just can't do it any other way.
that's fine.
There we are. So if you haven't already, go to Braveheart BHN app, where you can go into the library and download the Perfect Day Guide, or you can go to no, pdgfree.com. That's the one. And definitely spend some time in our library. It is the world's largest self-love, self-care library. Start being inquisitive, start being childlike, and wanting to learn as much as you can absorb up.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, the Ixapa Zihuatanejo 5-star is definitely something you want to check out. You can find more information on that in the app, the bhnapp.com. And of course, sending in your questions and watching here either on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, no, TikTok, sorry, and YouTube. And bring in if you can text your questions too.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, team, we're gonna have to roll pretty quick here. Lorraine's gonna scroll through to find that ending screenshot of the Braveheart Oath. We're happy to be here with you. We've got a couple of questions in here coming in, talking about the dentagen and can it heal cavities. We'll get back to you. We'll get that answered. The dentagen is certainly going to help to bring back any displaced calcium back into your teeth for sure. And so we do have a full dental protocol within the Perfect Day manual. So you get that downloaded and get in there and type in dentagen and then type in cavities and see what kind of information you got in there. But we'll get back to you on Facebook. But we've got to give it up for Dr. Dara Wolf. So
yeah,
let's quickly catch our breath and say the oath together. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Take care, everybody.
Yep. And let's get out of here. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up.
3, 2, 1. You got this.